Hi, everyone. Welcome to Dividends, the show for and about your College of Business. My first guest today is Dr. Tom Miller, and he's a professor of finance in the College of Business, but also the holder of the Jack R. Lee Endowed Chair, which really, number one, it's an honor, but number two, it frees you up to do research in the area that you love, right?
That's correct. Yes, Jeff, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Yes, the Lee Chair provides extra funding for me to do research in the area of consumer finance.
And you're an expert particularly in the small dollar credit market, right?
Yes, the small dollar loan landscape.
And to the extent you're such, I'm going to brag on you, you're such a known expert that you were actually called up to testify on the Hill. What was that like?
Well, that was quite a unique experience, actually, to be called before the House Subcommittee for Financial Affairs, and the House Financial Services Subcommittee is what it was, and to be testifying on live, and it's like, it really gave you a sense that this is really important material that we're working on.
Well, and what were they asking you about? Because when you talk about small dollar credit market, folks can just think it's going to be high interest loans, predatory loans, but you've done a lot of research, and it's not quite that simple. I mean, it's really a little more complex than that, and there's actually a need for this type of market, right?
That's right, and in my congressional testimony I had three main points. At one point is that the small dollar loan landscape is diverse because people have many diverse needs for credit. The second one is that you can eliminate a particular supply of credit but not eliminate the demand for that credit. And the third one was that there's no need for federal overlay because the states have long regulated consumer credit markets.
Okay, so when we talk about this, this has been around for a long time, and the number that's thrown out, the interest rate is 36%, which in the context of a home loan or car loan, yes, that's incredibly high. But how is that fair or market fair in this particular sector? Why does that work?
Okay, well, it works. Remember, the 36% rate cap was set originally in 1916.
You say remember as if I would know.
Oh, yeah. I guess you weren't really there at the time. Either was I. But at the turn of the century, the loan sharks were a problem in the big city, and so there were a group of advocates who decided that how can we address this loan shark issue? And what they did is they came up with a model loan legislation called the Uniform Small Loan Law in 1916, and the rate at that time that they judged to be fair was 3% per month or 36% per year. And at the time, that would a Teamster would have to work 2 hours to pay off the interest on that loan versus over 20 hours to pay off the interest for the loan shark.
All right, so it was put in to protect the consumer, but
yes.
You would argue that it's just the 36% cap is probably not necessary anymore?
Well, it certainly is too low to provide a large array of loans, in that the costs are still, the costs have increased over time, but the revenue is still the same from a 36% interest rate loan, so you have to make a bigger loan to make it worth your while. So what has happened is there's a credit desert that has been created from, say, $500 or $1,000 up to around $1,500, $2,000. In that range, there's a credit desert because suppliers can't make money at that loan level.
So the argument would be that the free market the marketplace would figure this out.
Yes.
If left alone.
Yes, that's right. And so let me just give you a numerical example. You had talked about how high a 36% rate loan sounds, or an interest rate sounds. On a $1,000 36% interest rate, the monthly payments are roughly $100. I'm rounding a little bit, right. Which means then the interest that is generated on that loan is $200 because you have $1,200 total interest in payment minus the $1,000 interest or principal, it leaves $200. Well, if we double the interest rate to 72%, the monthly payment is $120 approximately, or about $5 a week. The cost of a Big Mac. But what that does is allow lenders to enter into the market and compete for business and provide loans in that $1,000 space instead of having consumers going to even more high cost loans like a payday lender or a vehicle title lender they can use in traditional installment lenders at that higher rate.
All right, so I wasn't there, but I imagine when you're testifying on the Hill about this, you're going to get some pushback.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
And that pushback is centered around a lack of trust in the free market system, folks that will take advantage of it and try to prey on their customers. But I guess if you took advantage of all your customers, pretty soon you wouldn't have any customers.
Well, that's right. And it is a competitive business, which means consumers get the best product at the lowest possible price. And so just because we would allow higher rates of, say, 72% or 99%, that doesn't mean that's where the market would determine that the competitive solution. It might be lower than that. But certainly what happens at 36% is we create a credit desert for particular loan sizes. In the state of Mississippi, for example, with our existing laws of the 36% for a $1,000 loan, those loans aren't made. What happens is we have a higher loan amount, and as the amount goes up, we have lower rates on it. But
well, it's an interesting way to look at it, and appreciate your research, and I'm sure your continued research on it. So
well, thank you.
Glad you came on the program.
I'm glad to be
you're
here.
at Mississippi State, and we can't get away without me telling folks that Tom's a heck of a saxophone player too. So we'll leave it at that. We'll take a break. Be back with more in just a moment.
Imagine a technology that could change the world. So precise that it boosts crop production without harming the environment, spots disaster victims before rescue begins, and detects oil and gas pipeline leaks before problems arise. Imagine the future of aerospace. We are at Mississippi State University, where we ring true.
Welcome back, everyone. My next guest is Fei Zhang. She is an international business student, and I see her quite often in the Center for Entrepreneurship and Outreach. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me here.
You are coordinating a very interesting project that has never been done on campus before. Why don't you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So I've been selected as a campus ambassador for a Harvard conference. And for the first time, we have a chance to bring our top female business students to Harvard with us to really connect with young women from all over the world, have outstanding speakers, and really have a chance to showcase what we've got here in the College of Business.
Well, two questions. Why have we not gone before, and how did you find out about this conference?
That's a great question, Jeff. In my spare time, I like to look up for opportunities. So in the spring of 2015, I looked up about 100 different websites and links to really look for different opportunities. And one of these opportunities was this conference, and I thought it would be a great project for us to do, and to really give our students an opportunity to shine, an opportunity to really connect with students from all over the world. I've done 2 different programs with Harvard, and they've been outstanding, and I've learned so much that now it's my turn to give back. And I'm a firm believer that it's my goal to be an opportunity maker for students.
Fantastic. And of course, these trips cost money.
They do.
So you're even trying to offset the cost for the students. Tell us about the crowdfunding.
Absolutely. So through the MSU Foundation, we have a crowdfunding program, and we're hoping to raise $2,500, and we're looking at about $500 per student. So if you do the math, that's not many students. We hope to raise more than that, but we're really hoping to bring our top students with us.
Okay, and we have a URL we'll put up if folks would like to make a contribution.
Yes.
So how many students would you like to see go?
I would like to bring about 10 students.
Wow.
That's definitely our goal. That's ambitious, yet I think it's doable because we all know the value of showcase our students, women business, women leadership here, and we really have great students who might just need that one opportunity to open many doors. In my case, the Cornell Study Abroad program opened many doors for me, and the different programs I've done, or the professional development program in the Silicon Valley, those opportunities should be open to all students who are driven, students who want to be successful. And now we have a chance to really make a difference in our students' career, especially because we have amazing students who deserve this chance to shine.
Well, and it's not just the fact that you get to go with other students and absorb all this good stuff,
Absolutely.
but you get to also show off Mississippi State because as our best and brightest, you are truly ambassadors. So when you tell people you're from Mississippi State, what are some of the reactions you get?
It's very interesting because they might not know Mississippi State, especially if you're at an international event. However, I believe we can show our best side, and Mississippi State has been an amazing journey for me. The opportunity that was given and the amazing programs we have here, and I believe it's our job as students to really showcase Mississippi State, and we're the face of Mississippi State.
Well, and I met you through the Center for Entrepreneurship and Outreach. So, what brought you to the center?
That's a great question. I wanted a challenge. I wanted something different. I don't yet have an idea, but this entrepreneur, this project is might not be a business, but we're making a difference. And I believe, to be surrounded by smarter people than you become smarter. And we have amazing students in the E-Center who are driven, who work hard, and who have a lot of dreams for different business ideas.
Well, and I found that to be the case as well. There's just so many, you never know what's going to walk in the door, and there's just so much energy, and you're a part of that because you bring a lot of just positive energy, and it is great that you're organizing this trip to Harvard. We encourage folks to take a look at the website, but we're so glad that we were able to introduce you.
Thank you.
Folks, we appreciate you joining us as well. That is going to do it for this edition of Dividends. And until next time, we'll see you.